our young best minds must be encouraged to enter politics. Why? That's not a popular thing to do. The pollster who talked to the woman in New Hampshire to ask her for whom she voted, and she said, "I never vote. It only encourages them." We are at a key moment in the history of civilization that requires our best minds involved in politics. I say to the students, this is not a poli-sci class, this is a class in poli-sci, economics, and history, because you cannot separate them. And the proposition I put forward in the class is that it all starts with economics. Society begins with people seeking a way to provide the necessities of life and go through the process whereby they trade, commerce, get wealth, and then wonderful things start to happen when you get significant increases in productivity. Because as human beings get more benefit from their output, from their input, as they get more output from the work, these are the things that happen. Wealth is created. That creates the opportunity for commerce, which is further productivity in human activity, creating more wealth. This is a virtuous cycle. And these are the byproducts. You get more leisure time if you don't have to work so hard to keep body and soul together. And the population increases because people have more to eat more easily. They can spend the leisure time thinking about ways to improve their lives. In the agricultural revolution, people start planting seeds and tending herds and building shacks, and they're protected from the weather, and they live longer. And so the population starts to grow. And we track it, and the charts are there. In the Industrial Revolution, tremendous increases in productivity with the introduction of interchangeable parts and the whole question of manufacturing. And I will add in the next session, cheap energy. See, I'm forever tentative. I'm adding something to this. And you saw the population start going up significantly as a result of the Industrial Revolution. All right, back to the statement for today. Our young best minds must be encouraged to enter politics. When all of these things happen, government must be created to bring some order out of all of this. Governments do not lead, governments react. And we've seen our government react to the Industrial Revolution. Today, increases in productivity as we are in the information revolution. Incredible increases in productivity. Increases in leisure time have come as a result of that, most of which we waste now on the games that we can get on the new devices that are created by this productivity in the information revolution. And follow the chart on population growth, agricultural, gradual increases, industrial, much sharper. The information revolution, 9 billion people on the planet, while the birth rate is falling everywhere. And how do you get the increases in population while the birth rate is falling? The death rate is falling. And how do you feed 9 billion people? Through increases in productivity. And it's all wrapped together. And in this kind of a situation, governments react. Governments don't lead. Government didn't create Bill Gates and all of the wonderful things that have happened with the, well, government created the internet. Yeah, well, you know, sure, out of the Defense Department, and then, but government didn't create the kinds of things that are happening, all the rest of it. And I say with some facetiousness, but I think with accuracy, the Senate is an interesting place, superbly structured to deal with the problems of the 19th century. And we need the best young minds that can react to the realities of the information revolution and to the geopolitical changes that have occurred for the first time in the world. The world is basically at peace. You say, oh no, God, terrible. Well, there's a certain senator from Texas who will tell you the world's on fire. Wonderful video clip. He was saying that one of the women who was there had her 4-year-old. And he says, the world is on fire. And the 4-year-old said, the world is on fire. You know, the emperor's new clothes. For the first time in millennia, Frenchmen are not killing Germans, and Germans are not killing Frenchmen solely because they happen to be Germans and Frenchmen. We do not have the threat of world war around, and everybody is interconnected in ways. Lexus and the olive tree, which I assign, comment out of that, says the world began the day the Berlin Wall came down. Because the day the Berlin Wall came down, walls came down all over the world. And money goes around the world now with a mouse click in a nanosecond. And ideas go around the world. And because of the American Navy, there's no piracy on the high seas. America is the world's de facto government, giving us peace Americana. And the one place where it's dysfunctional is where government is trying to react to all of these incredible changes and incredible pressures and incredible opportunities. And I end my time with the students here with when I end my brief comments now, and I've got 5 minutes for questions. I'm an optimist. Back to Geo Modern. I remember he taught the course in political theory because Dr. Wormuth was not available that particular quarter. And he said to us, you get a different class from me than you do from Dr. Wormuth because I'm a Pollyanna guy. Always remember that. I'm a Pollyanna guy. I'm an optimist. I believe we can solve these problems. The Hinkley Institute honors me enormously by making me part of their history.